On the night of October 4th, 1967, the small fishing village of Shag Harbour, Nova Scotia, was forever changed. At around 11:20 p.m., multiple residents reported seeing a group of strange, glowing lights in the sky. The lights, estimated to be 4 to 6 in number, were bright orange and moved silently across the night horizon. At first, people thought it might be an aircraft in distress, but then the lights tilted and descended rapidly, appearing to crash into the waters of the Atlantic Ocean just off the coast. Local fisherman Laurie Wickens, along with several others, immediately contacted the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. When RCMP officers arrived, they too witnessed the strange sight of a glowing object low over the water. Within minutes, a loud bang was heard, and yellow foam began to spread across the surface of the water. Believing an aircraft had gone down, emergency crews mobilized quickly. Fishing boats launched into the harbor, their crews scanning the waves for survivors. But what they found was not wreckage. Instead, they reported a strange, glowing object that seemed to hover just beneath the surface, moving slowly against the current. Some described it as a dome of light under the water, drifting toward the deeper ocean. By the following morning, the Canadian Coast Guard and military divers had joined the search. For several days, they scoured the seabed, looking for debris, yet no wreckage was ever recovered. No missing planes were reported in the region, and no distress calls were logged that matched the timing of the event. Officially, the incident was filed as a UFO case, unidentified flying object. Over the years, documents have surfaced suggesting that the Canadian Navy may have observed something unusual during their dive operations. Some divers allegedly reported that a large craft had settled on the seabed and that another, smaller craft appeared to arrive and assist it. According to these accounts, both objects then moved quietly away from Shag Harbour and into deeper waters, evading capture or study. While these claims remain unverified, they have fueled speculation for decades. What makes the Shag Harbour case so unique is the credibility of the witnesses. Among them were police officers, fishermen, airline pilots, and ordinary citizens, all reporting the same sequence of events. Unlike many UFO cases that rely on a single photograph or a lone eyewitness, Shag Harbour had dozens of independent accounts, backed by official RCMP and military investigation. Despite this, the official conclusion was simply that an unidentified flying object had entered the waters of Shag Harbour. No explanation was given, no wreckage was ever produced, and the case remains open in the eyes of many researchers. The Canadian government quietly filed the case away, and for decades it was largely forgotten outside of UFO circles. In recent years, however, renewed interest has brought Shag Harbour back into the spotlight. A small museum now stands in the village, dedicated to preserving the story and sharing it with new generations. The site has become a point of pride for locals, who continue to share their eyewitness memories. Some describe the event as terrifying, others as awe-inspiring, but all agree it was something extraordinary. Skeptics argue that what people saw may have been nothing more than a meteor breaking apart in the atmosphere or a military test gone wrong. But these explanations do not account for the glowing object that hovered in the water for nearly an hour, nor for the official search that turned up nothing at all. To this day, no natural or conventional explanation fully explains what happened that night. The Shag Harbour incident stands as one of the most documented UFO cases in history, not because of sensational claims, but because of the silence that followed. When governments and militaries investigate and then refuse to comment, the mystery only deepens. Was it a crash of unknown origin? Was it a secret project quietly retrieved under the cover of night? Or was it truly something from beyond our world, briefly glimpsed before vanishing into the depths of the ocean? More than half a century later, the answers remain elusive. But the testimony of those who stood on the shore that October night cannot be erased. They saw something fall from the sky. They saw something glowing beneath the waves, and they know that whatever it was not of any known origin. The ghost lights of Shag Harbour remain one of the great unsolved mysteries of the UFO era. Whether you believe it was extraterrestrial, experimental, or something else entirely, the story demands attention. The fishermen, the police, the divers, all stood witness, and yet all we are left with is silence, mystery, and unanswered questions. Follow and subscribe on YouTube for complete documentary breakdowns on the Hidden UFO channel.